Hello and welcome to the Leaders Speak hosted by the Stat Media Group. The Government of India is promoting the drone sector in India with recent announcements of liberalized drone rules 2021 and introduction of production-linked incentive scheme for drone industry. You all must be aware that on September 11, India saw the first beyond visual line of sight drone taking off in the skies of Telangana under Medicine from the Sky to deliver COVID-19 vaccines. Out of the 8 consortia, one of the participants, TechEagle, used this Peregrinex drone to deliver COVID-19 vaccines in Vikarabad. Today, we have Vikram Singh, CEO and founder of TechEagle. That company closed $5 lakh seed round of funding from India Accelerator, Winners, Citix Logistics, and other marquee angel investors. Welcome, Vikram, on board.
Thank you very much for inviting and giving this platform.
Sure, Vikram. Welcome. So my initial question will be, could you detail on your partnership with Ethiopia's Addis Mercato for medical and other essential items? What is the status of it as of now?
So Addis Mercato is basically local, hyper-local logistics company who is like Dunjo there. And with them, what we are trying to do there is create this healthcare network, as well as the last mile hyper-local groceries and food delivery network, which can serve the on-demand for healthcare as well as the hyper-local needs. That particular project is in the stage where we are discussing with the regulators of that country, and the local operators trainings are into the planning. So we can execute that with the local manpower. So our agenda there is to create this network, but employability will be given to the local people wherever we are operating, be it in India or be it outside. So that creates a good ecosystem around it. So we are seeing that project should kickstart sometime maybe at the end of this year or early next year.
Do you feel it's a game changer for drones also? Because Ethiopia doesn't have that many of drones like Accra and Rwanda has. So you are one such initiative you have taken is to taken in Ethiopia for the first time. So I just want to know, what is the prospects on growing in Ethiopia in the drone segment?
So basically, the healthcare ecosystem, or be it a logistics ecosystem there, is not very fast and let's say economical. With these drones, we will be able to save so many lives and basically improve lives. We are able to save time. Nobody needs to go outside for shopping. So the prospect is that the Addis Mercato's business with the ground logistics is really growing well there. And if we introduce with them this drone delivery for healthcare as well as the hyperlocal, it will give an extra edge to the entire that business.
Can you list your UTM partners for several projects you have undertaken or will undertake in future?
So UTM comes into the play when we are using these drones, let's say in India, above 400 feet, which is above 120 meter. When we are doing dynamic or static deconfliction with the manned aviation, and the UTM players we are working with the different UTM players to test out different systems that these companies are bringing to the ecosystem. So in this journey, we are able to partner and work with Avianco. So in even the project Medicine from the Sky, which was inaugurated on 11 September by Honorable Civil Aviation Minister Sri Jyotiraditya Scindia, we are working with Avianco there. Then we are working on certain projects with other UTM players like Enra as well. So in a longer run, as of now, we have not finalized anybody whom with we will be working at a large scale, because even the UTM platforms are under the testing at this particular point of time. And we are open for working with different platforms and testing them out.
So you have drones for 2 and 5 kgs for healthcare. So which regions are you deploying it?
So the drones which we have are 2 categories. One which we are focusing primarily is the hybrid VTOL aircraft, which takes off vertically, lands vertically from a very small area of 5 meter by 5 meter. And then they convert, let's say we reach a height of 80 meter or 100 meter into a fixed wing conventional mode. And then they travel at a higher speed, longer distances, and that carry 2 kg 400 km. Others, rotary wing, carry 5 kg up to 15 km. So Peregrine X was the model which we used in Medicine from the Sky phase 1. And now we are planning to use in other projects, the Sequila X2, and government is open. So right now, other than Telangana, we are working with the eastern states, as well as we are working with the states like Rajasthan, where the desert is there. Again, there is a need. So the areas like Maharashtra also have the good forest areas, and the areas where the hard to reach places are there, PHEs and CHEs, and we need to connect them in all those areas where we are looking, and upcoming projects will be in Northeast probably.
So, how is Peregrine X able to determine that the cold chain temperature remains constant till the end destination? How do you utilize the data captured to identify the issues, if any?
So basically, Peregrine X has its compartment to store the completely WHO approved cold chain boxes, right, which has a passive cooling for more than 10 hours as well. So we did 41 plus flights in Telangana, and in all these flights we tested different parameters of the drone as well as the vaccine, that to certain distance, speed, height, how the vibrations and everything will affect the medicine. And throughout all these flights, the temperature was maintained at 2.4 degrees Celsius on an average, and it never gone below 2 degree or above 8 degree. And that is what we are able to you can say, prove that the drones are handy in transporting vaccines, medicines in a completely cold chain enabled environment, and they are safe to use for healthcare products.
Vikram, the surprising fact is that both the drones are deployed for healthcare. Do you think you have some opportunity out there in e-commerce and express parcels ahead in future?
Definitely. So even the first project which we did in 2018, world's first tea delivery via drone in Lucknow, that was with the food delivery startup. So e-commerce, hyperlocal needs will start, we can expect in next couple of months, where the first thing for everybody was the medicine at the top priority. That the medicine we have to start with. Medicine has a larger impact on masses. Food delivery and the other e-commerce deliveries are considered a little luxury, and these companies are now coming forward, and soon maybe you can hear from us also. In a few months we will be doing something in that area.
So any identified zone you have any partnership with, like Swiggy has been partnered with Andhra, and also you have some partnerships ahead? Have you planned for it?
So yes, we have a few partnerships already underway. We will announce it at the right time. And Swiggy is partnered and did this trials with the Enra are also partnered. And these are the kind of companies in hyperlocal which are coming up. A lot of demand is coming up at this particular moment, and we are critically deciding which are important, and then how. I mean, we are not moving away from our strategy with this demand, which is a flux coming in. Out of that, maybe 2 to 5% will be relevant.
So investors' interest in drone investments for creating a better delivery ecosystem is growing nowadays. So we had been seeing Silicon Valley investors investing in a lot of international drones. And recently, TechEagle has also closed a seed round of funding from India Accelerator and other partners. Could you please describe how the funds will be used?
So this seed round was raised to expand the current operations which we are doing in different part of the country. So the expansion of these operations, then building and expanding the team to build the larger capabilities, and then increasing the production capabilities, because the demand is coming up. A lot of new drone needs to be manufactured and then supplied and goes under the operation. So in all these areas, this fund will be utilized.
So you have any hiring patterns, or you will be building few drones, new drones? Any other things you will be planning for?
So we are hiring across all departments, and all the positions are open. We are expanding very rapidly, from designing in the design department of the aircraft, to the manufacturing, procurement, to the software development, to the embedded as well as the firmware development. So we are hiring in all these departments, including the business development side, on the HR side. So I think we should be able to grow to the team with the demand. So the current aircrafts will go into the larger production, and our team is already working on the next generation, I can say, drones, which will be much higher in the terms of the capabilities, and which will be not just let's say used in India, but will be exported to outside India as well.
So what do you feel, how are cargo drones transforming the last mile delivery segments?
Current cost in the entire supply chain, the 25% of that goes into the last mile and first mile, including that. And that is the biggest challenge, as you rightly pointed out. And even in that, reverse logistics is a bigger pain point. What TechEagle is trying to bridge and how these drones will actually revolutionize that particular pain point and solve that particular problem, creating the shuttles, creating hub and spoke model, and then transporting the goods from, let's say, warehouses to the small last point of distribution or last customer also. And while coming back, TechEagle's drones are capable to land and deliver that item, and while coming back, bringing the reverse logistics parcel to the warehouses as well. And that's how it will revolutionize, because it is saving time, it is saving money in terms of critical care, it is saving lives. And overall, right now 65% of the population lives in, let's say, in India, in rural and remote areas, and that particular population does not have a good access to faster logistics, good e-commerce, or their parcels take 7 to 8 days in delivery. Here in Delhi or Mumbai, we can get in a day or two. And that needs to be solved because demand is not coming up, because supply is not there. And that will be bridged by these drones. And the e-commerce players are looking to penetrate in this 65% available market. Internet has already reached there. They can have a mobile, order these e-commerce items, or let's say the clothes, or be it any item, but the delivery is lagging behind. And that's what drones will solve and impact the masses at large.
Which are the other states in India or internationally you're eyeing as part of your expansion plans?
So other than this Telangana, where we are working with the World Economic Forum, NITI Aayog, Apollo being a partner, with the World Economic Forum also, World Economic Forum is talking to different states, taking this project forward. And independently also, we are working in Meghalaya, we are working with Haryana, Rajasthan, and a few more states are coming up. Including Uttarakhand, we are working something there, and that will be soon coming up.
As soon as you took off in Telangana, by 15th, Scindia announced the PLI scheme. So how it will help the drone industry?
Basically, it is a very good and simple scheme where manufacturers who are qualified and having a turnover of 2 CR or more than that, or component level manufacturers who has a turnover more than 50 lakh rupees, can actually get a 20% on value addition. In terms, if let's say somebody is selling 100 rupees item and they are buying 40 rupees raw materials, there is a 60 rupees value addition, and 20% of that, which is 12 rupees, will be given to that particular startup, and that will actually remove the deficit. There was a profit deficit of the, I mean, or a loss was there for these startups, and now more and more startups can go into the large scale manufacturing, and it will actually benefit in a faster scaling up. So that is there, and it is expected to even go larger if the government sees that the industry is growing very rapidly. Even they have given this 120 CR for next 3 years, but they can change it in between also if the demand is higher, revenues and turnovers of the overall industry is growing rapidly.
Drone industry has been facing the problems of VTOL, or even it was BVL loss at the end. Pandemic has actually made you to fly. Is there any challenges which are still persisting in the drone industry?
There are challenges, definitely. So as we right now, we are doing a lot of operations, hiring. So right kind of talent needs to be there in this industry. So academia has a lot to work. Then the component level manufacturing needs to grow within India to reduce down the cost. So the ultimately last consumer needs to pay very less, and drone delivery can become as economical as a ground logistics or even cheaper than that. So our aim is to go and make it more economical than the ground logistics and faster at a large scale. And in doing that, we see that the component level manufacturing needs to happen in India. A lot of skill development needs to happen in India. So a lot of workforce can be generated, a lot of jobs can be generated. And then the investment, large amount of investment needs to flow in this particular industry, specifically in India. And I think the drone rules 2021, PLI scheme, and the current boost which government is giving will definitely enable all these factors in next 1 to 2 years.
Thanks, Vikram, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me today.